We are back, and today, so let me tell you very one thing. Like today, what we are going to do. Like today, we are diving into an incredible world of artificial intelligence. And guess what? We are going to create our own AI-generated video in just in 10 minutes, and as well as before we embrace and the exciting journey. Let me share a little bit the thing like what we are going to do along this particular live stream, and it will be mostly regarding to your AI and how the industries are getting transformed during this particular changes. And most of the time, we are going to see some algorithm and how we can implement that algorithm in your business field as well, right? From writing script to getting your virtual assistants, and AI is evolving the way we produce content or we consume content in many ways, right? So in this video, I will walk you through step-by-step guideline and how to make an AI powered videos effortlessly and exploring a magic behind every of tasks. And maybe I will give you some particular AI tools and which will be much more fascinating and which will be much more devastating for you. So here you are ready to find the magic and of in the technology, and let's begin and let's do it together, right? So I will take you to my presentation very first, and then we are going to go one by one. So let me tell you the very first thing which I was telling you about, like how we can able to make videos from AI tool and what are the most of the time, like what are the magic of machine learning, right? So very first thing, let me define you what is machine learning. So machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence that invokes algorithm to learn patterns and make predictions based on a data input, right? So what do you think? Like what is machine learning? Machine learning, because like me as an AI student, so I mostly focused on this particular part, AI and machine learning. So from my point of view, machine learning is something which is important in your life because to make your human work easier, as well as to make your decision quality much more easier and make it more reliable, right? So whatever, if you want to take any big data you have, so on that particular data, if you want to make any decision, so you can use this machine learning tool, you can use all this kind of particular stuff, and you are willing and easy to go, right? So it is important because it allows a computer to learn and improve from experience without being a specialist or a program, right? So letting you more accurate prediction and the fast more decisions making, right? So this is the thing which I have suggested you. So what are the in real time application like fraud detection, like and as well as a financial transaction, like you can easily able to maintain. So I have also made some particular projects in which I will also show you some particular libraries or you can say some particular tool where you can able to handle all this kind of situation. So just remind me once, and then we will going to dive into that. So recommendation system for e-commerce and the streaming services as well. So you will find there are many tools are out there which help you to increase your sales, which help you to like it mostly the part of your data mining where you absolutely collect your data from e-commerce side and use it for your business, use it for your streaming upside, and you analyze the feature like what are the trends are going in this today's particular world and what are the people are willing and watching. So you can able to analyze that trend in a very easy way, and you can able to content or you can able to produce your product or service into them and get much more profit. Speech recognition and natural language processing. So this is also used for your sentiment analysis and how you can see like how the customer is engaging with your product and he's happy or not, right? So benefits of machine learning in business world. So machine learning is a most powerful tool that can help business in a various way, right? So as I was telling you about, like it makes your decision skill much more effective, it makes your increase efficiency, it makes you a good amount of analyzing team as well as analyzing content, like all this kind of thing. So let's dive into it one by one and let's see, right? So by analyzing a large amount of data, machine learning algorithm can identify patterns and make predictions that human may not be able to see. There are some of the key benefits, and so let's do it. And improving your decision making, machine learning can help business making better decisions by providing insights and predicting based on data analysis. This can help companies identify opportunities, reduce risk, and optimal progress. Increase efficiency by automating tasks and process. Machine learning can help business save time and resource, right? So like efficiency, like this is the particular thing like you should be able to focus on, like because like in business, like whatever things you are going through, so there will be somebody with highs and lows. But if you are able to use this particular kind of machine learning model, and if you are using all these AI tools, so that can save you lots of time. That can push your lots of productivity time into a golden right? Whatever the thing you take 10 days, maybe you can complete in 1 week, 1 week, or you can say a 1 2 3 days as well. So it's that effective because for me, in my personal life, like I do most of the time, I use AI and all these kind of tools to make our life productive. And another thing, and it also help us to make it more easy decision skill, and there are many more functionality, right? And the next thing is like personalization. Machine learning can help a business personalize their product and services to better meet the need of individual customer. This can lead to increase customer satisfaction and loyalty, right? So like this is one of our key features in every business person like who is looking to get more higher in his level. And in this, customer satisfaction is one of a key element which we know in our business field as well. So what is fraud detection? Machine learning can help a fraud detection to prevent the fraud by analyzing pattern and anomalous in data. This can help a company save massive money and protecting their reputation, right? Introduction. So let's me tell you, like today, in today's world, machine learning is a powerful tool that has revolutionized the way business operate. In It involves the using of algorithm and statistic model to enable a machine to learn from data and improve the performance over time. So yeah, so there are many things like I am learning statistic right now. I am learning algorithm right now, and I am creating this fantastic model with the help of that, creating this regression model, creating this recommendation model, creating this speech recognition model, and as well as some fascinating projects which about AI and many other things. So a bot as well. So you can elaborate. You can go like sky is the limit. Like you have a many freedom to do in your potential, and you have this and the features give you. So you can able to do that. Protect importance of machine learning. Machine learning has been increasingly important in today's business world due to ability to help organization and make a big driven decision, data driven decision, automated process, and improve efficiency, right? So it also helps being a development for a cutting edge technology such as self driven cars and natural language processing. So that you have seen like many self-driven cars which are mostly on AI, and there are some particular big kind of data which you are training your model, so it should get into a better accuracy and should get into a better state where you absolutely train a data on a model on a big data, and you recommend and you'll realize if your data is much more efficient and much more accurate, so you are well and good to go into a real-time solution into a real-time problem, and that's why you are going to make it right. Real-life application in machine learning. Machine learning has been varieties of industries to improve process and drive innovation. Some examples includes fraud detection in banking, personalization marketing in e-commerce, and predictive maintenance in manufacturing. It has also been used to develop a virtual assistant and voice recommendation software, because like let's suppose like you have to take a small example of it here. If you want to take you can say interview of 100 people, so you want a particular 2 to 3 persons of team, right? So on the other side, if I come up with a particular solution of this particular problem. So what I will do, I will make a AI bot which is going to take the interview of you, and it will record your voice, and it will see your action, and it will see how the it will just analyze your voice, and it will see, or it will also focus on your uh, words and whatever the content you are speaking on that on a particular topic. Let's suppose I will tell you introduce yourself, so how better you are giving your introduction, and I will ask you 2 to 3 questions about machine learning, right? What is machine learning? What are the algorithms and what are NLP and many things, right? So if you are able to familiar with that topic, you will going to give me a satisfied solution and satisfied answer, so that bot can able to analyze and give you a particular score. So whoever score is about 8 or 9 will recommend them to be into the next round, and otherwise will reject, right? What are types of machine learning? So there are many three types of machine learning, which is supervised, which is unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. So in supervised, let me give you a small idea like how it works. Like in supervised learning, we absolutely provide input data, and on a user input, it gives you a particular prediction. And in also unsupervised learning, what it happens actually is we are just playing with a cluster, but still we have a data, and we are playing with the cluster, and machine is automatically able to figure out what are the features and how to make a prediction right on that particular features. And like it's about because yeah, we don't have a label data. And what is also a reinforcement learning is a training machine learning model that makes decision and the reward and punishment basis, right? So in how it works, because reward and punishment is all about, suppose like you're doing a good thing for me, so I will reward you for that. And machine knows, okay, if reward goes, so I have to continue that behavior. And if doesn't, like if a negative feedback or a punishment comes, so I have to stop that and improve myself. So let's take a look here what we have. Machine learning is typically artificial intelligence that enables machine to learn and improve or experience without being the same thing. So supervised learning involves training of machine models to a label dataset where the correct output is provided for each input. The model then uses this label data to make predictions on new unseen data. This type of learning is commonly used in applications such as image recognition, neural languages processing, and the speech recognition, right? So unsupervised learning involves training a machine learning model or on an unlabeled data set where the correct output is not provided. So the model then look for partners and relationship in the data on its own. This type of learning is commonly used in applications such as clustering, anomaly detection, and demonstralization detection, right? And reinforcement learning, as I told you, it's all about like your reward and punishment. So the model learns by trial and error and adjusts the action based on the outcome it experience. Second. So what are the popular machine learning algorithm and their applications? So I will be much more focused on this video. We will study about this model about the machine learning and how it works. So yeah, let's go and learn what are the some basic algorithms and what are the some basic thing we are going to extract from you. So linear regression use the predictive and continuous values such as stock price or sales revenue based on historical data. Logistic regression are used for classification tasks such as determining whether an email is spam or based on its content, right? So in logistic regression, what has happened? Like we basically works on a binary data like zero and one, yes or no, true or false, right? So like it's about either it is or either it's not. So the two things you have to do right here. And what is decision tree? Both for classification and regression model tasks can be easily visualized. Applications include prediction, customers, chunk, and created risk assignments. If you know this, so like maybe so let's suppose that you want to make a decision between what is cat and a dog. So how you are going to predict and how you are going to willing to choose, right? So the more number of things you do, that's how you will become into a good shape, buddy. Random forest and extension of a decision tree that use multiple trees to improve accuracy, right? The very fun thing I was telling you, like the more new nodes you have, the more easier it will be for you to do that applications, right? Includes fraud detection and image classification. So yeah, that's how the thing it works. Support vector machine used for the classification task and handles a complex data with a large dimensionality application include the image and the text classification. So you also wanted to be better in this, and yeah, definitely you will be better in this. Definitely. Data pre-processing in machine learning. Before applying machine learning algorithm to a data set, it is crucial to clean and prepare the data. Yeah, this was I was telling you about, but this is what we do in our machine learning model. And this is what we do in data mining. And data pre-processing involves a series of steps that transform raw data into a form suitable for machine learning model. This step includes handle missing values, dealing with the outliers, and scaling features and encoding categories and many other things. Importance of cleaning and preparing machine learning data for machine learning. The quality of data we use to train a machine learning model directly impacts their performance. If a data is noisy, inconsistent, and incomplete, so the result of a model will be inaccurate and unreliable. Right? So here it is a very beautiful thing. You can still read it once again. So the quality of data used to train a machine learning model directly impacts their performance. If a data is noisy, inconsistent, and incomplete, it results the model to be inaccurate and unreliable. Therefore, cleaning and preparing data is essential to ensure the machine learning model and can learn patterns and make accurate decisions, right? So, having an accurate model, you should be able to come up with data which is more accurate, which is more reliable, which is more realistic to your real value for your problem solving. Yeah, that's how you can able to make it. Introduction to deep learning. So, like, let's we more step beyond to a machine learning. It's about deep learning. So we are not going to get so much into this, but I will give you a particular idea like what is deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning that use artificial neural network to perform a complex task. It is inspired by the structures and the functions functions of the human brain and involve training a neural network on a large amount of data to learn patterns and make predictions. In recent years, deep learning has revolution fields such as computers, vision, natural language processing, and speech recognition as well. So neural networks are the building blocks of deep learning. They are composed of layers of interconnection nodes or neurons that process information and pass it on to the next layer. Each neuro applications and mathematical functions to the input is received, and the output is fed into the next layer. The output of this final layer is network predictions, right? So this is the other thing which you have to do. Basic learning, deep learning concept, like it's a like where you absolutely work with a convolution neural network. And that is also one thing you will find which is very interesting. It's about your transfer learning. And so what is transfer learning? The transfer learning is about like you have a wheel and you're just implementing on your a particularly 2 to 3 function which you want to perform with that particular model, with that particular content of your data. So once you can able to do that like with the same model, so you're not just reinventing the whole wheel. You are just using that wheel and you're just training your model on that and you're getting that particular good amount of accuracy. So after unsupervised learning, we will see supervised learning, we will see like from word learning is a best sure to make an accurate decision. Feature trends in machine learning businesses. So right now you can see like as I told you, it's like a AI bot and like how you can able to take some good interviews with the board, and as AI became more relevant to the business, there is a growing need for transparency and accountability. Explainable AI is a field that aims to make machine learning models more transparent and interpretable, allowing business to better understanding and trust the decisions made by this model. Edge computing refers to the predictions of processing data locally on device rather than relying on cloud-based services. This approach can improve the speeds and efficiency of AI machine learning application, make them more responsible and less relations on network connectivity. What is federate learning? Federate learning is a technique that allows machine device to collaborate training a machine learning model without sharing the data with each other in a service. This approach can help addressing privacy, consistency, and concern while still allowing for the benefits of machine learning and business settings. Applications of machine learning in AI can see there is a Netflix use machine learning algorithm for personalized recommendation for user, leading their increase in a customer satisfaction and recommendation process as well. They are mostly focused on that, like what are the they're analyzing the behavior and their algorithm is so much perfect, so much accurate. Like whatever the content, let's suppose you're watching a movie or you're watching a series which is much more funnier and much more explorable to your particular stuff. So they will able to recognize, they will able to get that things in extract from your okay, what is your uh, need and how what kind of content do you watch. So on that basis, they will started to recommend you that kind of particular amount of video. And the same thing does with the Amazon, right? Fulfillment that creates having a significant increase efficiency and accurate in order processing and delivering resulting in cost saving and improving customers experience. So in this what we actually do is like Amazon also give you a recommendation of your product in the same way like when Netflix provides you with a web series, and the Walmart uses machine learning to optimize inventory management, reducing waste and improving a product which is available for customers, right? So in this particular session, like like as you know, so whatever the things I'm doing, whatever the plan I have in business, so that should be much more clear, and you should be able to like having a, let me tell you, give you a short term about like what is business, right? So we're talking about like many things about AI machine learning business, but business is mostly one of the great thing, and you're making some good tools to make a human life easier, right? So you have these particular smart individual around you, you have hang out with them, the more better you have, the more better you express your idea, the more you talk to them, so you will get the clear version, like what are the things you have to do, what are the things you shouldn't have to do. So in a long term period, once you can able to understand like what is business, just understand like if you want to do business, right, you have to understand what is business. Business is all about you are adding value to your customer's life, and that particular thing, if you can able to add value to your customer's life, to your product, to your thing, because like it's about like win-win game. I am giving you my product and it is making your life easier, so you should add same thing back in my life by just giving me the money. So it's like a win-win game. You are giving me something, and I'm giving you something which is changing your life. So this is the thing which every individual should know, like before going into the business. Definitely, there are so many other things which you might or might not be able to get that, but that's the thing, right? Just focus on that. So the very first thing which I was going to show you about like how we can make a video in just a very few seconds, or you can say like, okay, let me give you an example, a video about, uh, I have made a video. And I will just show you because like it will take a little bit of content here and there. And yeah, you have to come here, you have to make a scene, and you can take any voices from here, and any voice you can make. So you can just select any languages you want to speak in your video, and you can do anything. Like you have many and many voices here, so you can select any voices, you can put it in your video, and there will be some paid version as well, but most of the time it will be, and you can also select the layout here, also select the layout here, and and here you have to just include whatever the contents you are putting, right? So session one, session two, screen one, screen two, so whatever the content you are just putting here, so the very same thing will be recommended in your video, right? So we'll just see like what are the content which I have given is about like stock market, right? So in this particular thing, if we know like
Buying and selling stocks, which are ownership shares in publicly traded companies. The stock market is a marketplace where investors can buy and sell stocks,
maybe
and the
you can't
prices of
overhear
stocks are
that, but
determined by
still.
supply and demand. When a company wants to raise money, it may issue stocks to the public, allowing investors to buy a share of ownership in the company.
Important part of the global financial system.
So right, you can see not even 10 minutes we have just created this video in a very few seconds. And it is much more important to get you to understand like you have this all this amount of features, right? You have all this amount of technology is right in front of you. So buddy, why are you not embracing this? Buddy, why are you not pushing your limit? Why are you not understanding like everything is around you? You have to just take it, you have to just collect it, you have to spend your money right here. Because if you are going to save your money, come on, work for it, work for it. Something is much more bigger than what you expect, right? You are right. Yeah. So this was a very fantastic video. Like with the, in front of you, I have just created this. And let me see. Let me give you a particular idea. Yeah. So this is where like you can say increase the speed as well of your video, and this is where you can also, and you can download it here from easily, and maybe it's a little bit of paid, but not you can say many, but you can still have and understand, you can rely, and if you are continuously inspiring about like having your own YouTube channel and having your own content in which where you are doing many other things. So you can rely on this video. And the next thing what we are going to talk about is about like machine learning algorithm, which I have promised you. So yeah, so the before diving into the algorithm, I will tell you you should able to have the knowledge about like some basic Python and some libraries about like what are the things that you do, and because it gives you a wide range of take a step back and able to rely on something which is much more effective, right, in long run. So if you can able to handle that, so this is good for you. But still, I will keep it more basic and keep it more simpler, so we can able to achieve that particular kind of stuff, right? So the very first thing is all about like linear regression, and as I was telling you about linear regression is the most popular machine learning algorithm that gives you a pretty fundamental thing, right? So we'll just underline this particular website so where you can go and get this particular stuff. So linear regression is the most popular machine learning algorithm that linear regression finds the line of a best fitting scatter data point on a graph, right? So you can see here we have a graph, and here whatever the prediction, whatever the data we have. So the more and a better accurate version of your model is like how many this is the best fitting line, and whatever the data is close to this line is your more accurate and more reliable data, right? On the basis of your clean data set and whatever the data you have provided to your. It attempts to represent a relationship between a dependent variable value x and a numerical outcome of a value y, which is an independent, right? So by fitting the equation of a line to the data, this line can then be used to predict value to come, right? So the most popular technique for algorithm is let's of squares, right? This means calculating the best fitting line such that distance, vertical distance from each data point of a line are minimum. The overall distance in the same in the sum of a square of a vari- vertical distance and a green line for all the data points. The idea is to find a moderate and minimize sequence of the example. You can say this is a linear regression example, which is x is a dependent, independent, and y is a dependent value, and so we can see how it goes. Yeah. So if you want to go dive deep into it, and you can just come here, you can just click on the linear regression, so you can able to find it as well, right? So right, what is logistic regression? I have told you logistic regression it works with the either number binary data or like your zeros and one, or yes or no, or your true or false, and maybe there or not. Okay, so this is like alive or that. So you can use this particular model for that particular prediction when you have a two parameter and other much more thing that you can able to rely on it. So the logistic regression is a similar to a linear regression, but is used when the outcome is binary, right? Output is binary. That is when outcome can have only a two possible value. The predictions for this final output will be non-linear, like S-shaped functions called a logistic function, the function of G. This logistic function maps the intermediate outcome value into the outcome variable. Yeah. Why? With value range from 0 to 1, this value can be interpreted and a probability occurrence of phi. The properties of the S-shaped logistic function can make a lead logistic regression. And if you want to study about logistic regression, little bit more, little bit here and there, so you can come here And you can still what is circuit learn, cheat sheet, and methods to classification of regression, right? STLM. Circuit learning. Machine learning is a fast growing global technologies in today's world. Machine learning is already integrating in our daily life with tools like face recognition, home assistant, and resume scanner, and many self-driving car as well. As Scikit-learn is the most popular Python library that performs the classification, regression, and the clustering algorithm. So there are many inbuilt features and there are inbuilt functions in your Scikit-learn library where you can import and you can train your model. You can recognize your model. You can split your model into 80 60/40 as per your data present in your data set or maybe any other thing. So you will able to recognize like how better accuracy of your model is like, and then you will able to recognize okay it's underfitting or overfitting model. So let me give you a small idea what is overfitting and what is underfitting. Overfitting is something when your model performs better by training and it doesn't perform better while you are testing, right? So, and what is underfitting? Underfitting is a case where your model doesn't perform good or it performs very poorly in testing as well as in training. So this is so in our last article, SQL Learn, we are introduced to the basic libraries and most commonly, so you can just go learn and deep down into this particular stuff, and you will get to know the many other thing about how to implement classification, regression, and open source. And here you can see like from SQL Learn, we are importing a F1 score, accuracy score, FL and like importing sklearn.tree, like you can make a decision tree classifier and you can make sklearn model.select, you can import train, test, split, gear, but I was telling you about, right? So this is the thing which we can a really live example you can do. Like splitting your data into like loading your data is very simple once you are making your a tons of models, so you can able to rely on this. So like how to split your data into training and testing, like you have to assign a particular y component like of your training class and x component of your testing, right? Training and yeah, and train top. So you will write here x train, x test, y train, y test, and now you are giving the parameters here. So training test split x comma y and test size which will be 0.2 and random shape which will be 2, right? So like we are giving it a particular model. So yeah, now you are training your model like decision tree, like dt is equal to decision tree classifier like it dot fit. Like once you have done that, and then you are predicting your score, right? And like what are the score that you are getting, and like you have predicted the X test, you are printing the accuracy of Y test and predict value, and now you are printing the F1 score of your Y test and predicting value. So for regression, we are using R2 score, which means absolute error. And for all the steps will be the same, and classifier will be showing you about like you have to make a particular model. You have to just follow this amount of, you can say, a code and many other things, which means where we are testing here and mean absolute error, right? So you can get that same thing in your right. So most popular classification method also once I have told you like what you have to do while you are working with a logistic, yes or no, right? So sklearn we have this logistic regression, sklearn import SVC. So SVM, right? SVM. What is SVM? Like support vector machine. So we are importing it as a like a short form of the support vector machine. And we can just able to rely because it's just like a name. So we are just following with that. What is new bars and yeah. So new bars classification because like it's a feature independent, right? Where we are doing many other things like Gaussian uh, and like from sklearn the base import multi nominal and all this kind of thing, right? Hmm, what is KNN and what is K nearest neighbor? It's about it takes the data, which is we will definitely go dive deep into this and all this particular kind of stuff. Little bit after some time, but still, yeah, this is the decision tree. Decision tree, what it does, like it makes a particular decision on the particular amount of node. The better, the more node you have, the more accuracy you will get in your model. The very fun thing which I'm relying you for a pretty long amount of time, right, buddy? So yeah, from sklearn.tree, you can directly import a decision tree classifier, and we will definitely going to see all these model one by one and everything, or every other you can say like random forest, like from sklearn import random forest dot random forest classifier. Give me a second. So right, right. We're back and okay, yeah. So you will find there are more regression methods. Here we can use them to make a better accuracy for your model, linear regression, linear LG, PM regressions, and XGBoost, which we have used this in one particular hackathon. And about we have made a model on sentiment analysis of Amazon products, in which we have used XGBoost, kernel regression. Let's take for the regression nearby basin regression, and also we can directly use this important. You can use that particular into your model, right? So definitely we'll look out on it, but like here right now, and yeah. So decision tree, like still I have tell you about what is nearby, and like this is the one thing, right, which I was telling you about more and better notes you have, the better accuracy you are going to get into your model, right? So yeah, remember this, remember this. New base, like the new base is a Based on a Bayesian theorem, it means that the probability of each class and the limitation probability for each class gives a value of x. This algorithm is used for a classification problem that reach a binary yes or no outcome that I have told you very linearly about yes, no, true, false, 1, 0, right? Takes an equation below to receive our Bayesian theorem, which tells you about like c by x, which is equal to this and to this kind of features, right? To draw a good time. SVM support vector machine support vector machine. It makes a particular plane between a two clusters, and then we make a particular measure the distance from that particular point. So SVM is a support vector machine algorithm used for classification problem. SVM tries to draw a two line between the data points with a large margin between them. So to do this, we plot data items as points in dimensional space where n is a number in input feature. Based on this, SVM finds an optimal boundary called hyperplane. Yeah, and this is the line we were talking about. It is a hyperplane which best separated the possible outcome by the class label. The decision between the hyperplane and the closest class point is called margin, right? So yeah, the index of that like x1 and x2, but you be who in like we have made a hyperplane which is about like red line, right? And other plane like we are categorizing it into a two features and h1 h2. Let's take an example here. H1 does not separate the h2 class h2, but h2 does, but only with a small margin. H3 separates them with the maximum margin. So we will consider x3, right? So the distance between the hyperplane and the closest point is called a margin. The optimal hyperplane has a largest margin, that classifies the point to maximize the distance between the closest point and the both side, right? What is KNN, right? KNN is a K nearest neighbor is a very simple and very effective when you are training your model or doing any other thing. So KNN classification is object certain to the entire training set for a K most similar instance. The K neighbor assigning a common output variable to all those K instances, right? So what we do actually, like we find the term on the basis of the other term, right? We are just giving it, okay, if there is a two person who is good in the group, so if the third person joined the group, so we will definitely going to predict, okay, this person is also will be the good, this person will also will be the highest value, and so because he is in that value, so that's how people gonna judge you, and it's like a normal behavior. So like and like it's like that, buddy. Like so, the decision functions for assigning similarity between instance can be Euclidean distance, Manhattan distance, and many other like calculation the particular point. So Euclidean distance, I will give you an example. It's a root of x2 minus x1 in bracket by the minus one the whole square. Like you have to just add it and square it. Just yeah. So what is K mean? K mean is to cluster by classification data set. For example, this algorithm could be used to segment user into group based on purchase history. It finds K number of clusters in the data set. K-mean is for unsupervised learning. So we only use training data X and the number of clusters K that we want to identify, like how many number of K you want to give it. So the algorithm iteratively assign each data point to one of its group based on their feature. This picks a point for each of the clusters, no, known as centroid. A new data point is added to a cluster with the closest centroid based on the similarities. This process continues until the centroid stop change, right? So the very first time, like we have selected K means in this like K हमने 3 लिया है and a random generate within a data domain, right? Should be in colors, right? तो 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 तो फिर हमने एक फिर वो ऐसा डिफरेंस बन गया, राइट? तो फिर एक मीडियोइड मिलेगा हमें जब प्ले क्लस्टर created an association associating even every observation with the nearest mean. The partial here are repeat in various avoid diagram and as well as we can see here like here now we have get this centroid value of three particular values. So we will see like what are the values which has like more and more closer to that. So we'll just take the features into that particular zone and here we have seen like it's about like divided into the three on the basis. And the next thing what we are going to do, we're still going to repeat that same step over the time. And then once you can able to do that, that's back. Random, yeah. Random forest is one of the most popular machine learning algorithm that underlining ideas for algorithm that is optimal for many is more accurate than the individual. In tandem for this, we use an uneven of decision tree like C hash. So to classify a new object, we take kind of code for each decision tree, combine the outcome and make a final decision on the major board, right? So we are making a multiple decision tree to make it more simultaneously and make it more reliable, right? So, in a training process, each decision tree is built on a bootstrap sample by of a training set, right? In this classification process, the decision for input instance is based on the major move, right? So you can see here what it is self-explanatory by that example. So you can shall this will make you a little bit more bigger, right? Right. So this is the thing which I want to tell you. Dimensionality detection due to the sheer amount of data we can capture today, machine learning problem have become more uh, like machine learning problem have become more complicated. This means the training is extremely slow and it's harder to find a good solution. This problem is often called a cause of dimensionality. Dimensionality reduces attempt to solve this problem by assembling specific features into a high level one without losing the most important information. Principal components like principal component analysis like PCA is a most popular dimensionality reduction technique. And the PCA reduces the dimension for a data set by sequencing it onto the lower dimensional line or the hyperplane subspace. These traits as much as the original data characteristic as possible. So yeah, we can see like explain whether the possible to achieving a dimensional reduction approximate all the data point with a single line, right? So the more and the best features we can able to extract from that. ANN, like as our RNN we have artificial neural network. So इसमें क्या होता है हम देखते हैं, like it's a deep learning part. ANN can handle a large and complex machine learning tasks. A neural network is essential a set of incorrect layers with a wide range and edge and node called the neurons. Between the input and the output layers, we can insert multiple hidden layers. ANN use two hidden layers. Beyond that, we are dealing with the deep learning as well. So if you want to study about deep learning, so you can still go on because we know like we have multiple layers and we are just training a model on that particular. So let's go dive. ANN is similar to your brain architecture. A set of neurons are assigned a random weight that determines how neurons process input data. The relationship between input and output is lean, linear by training the neural network on input data. During the training phase, the system that has access to this correct answer, right? So, in this network accurately identifies the input, and then we are adjusting the particular hidden layer or the weight we have. You can say the sufficient training. It will be consistently recognize the current patterns, right? So each circular node represent the artificial neuron on another and represented a connection for outcome on one artificial neural network to the input of the other, right? So this we can see here the type of diagram, like what are the you're making a particular neural network, you're having some particular kind of hidden layers, and on that basis you have also have your output, right? So what to learn next? Fundamental introduction on the more popular machine learning algorithm, you are ready to move into a complicated concept of such as Kaggle challenging evaluation model and statistical probability. If you want to see much more implementation algorithm and like you can able to visit this website and they will provide you many other things. So machine learning 101 data science and tips for industrial experts. So you can able to do that and definitely I will get you all this kind of link and all this kind of thing you can search, right? So that's the thing, whatever we have seen today. And it was a pretty good session for me as well. So I hope that you guys all have enjoyed and maybe all this kind of thing. So it has given you a broad range of the things that should important while learning the machine learning. So it gives you the more flexibility to understand and learn this concept of algorithm, right? And how you can implement this algorithm in your business world as well. So it's pretty easy. It's pretty challenging for you to be into the business world and every time you have come up with a new particular uh, you can say a new thing, right? Every single day you have to change yourself or you have to change your mindset according to the customer's need as well as your people around you. It gives you a broad spectrum of watching one particular problem because like let's suppose like there are 10 like for 10% solving one problem. So and everybody has a different approach and everybody like maybe have same approach as well. So, but in that case, whatever thing that you can do, you can just take your step back and just analyze like what others are doing, and it gives you a broad range, right? Because like whatever the other things other persons are focused on, it's about 20%. Like they are just getting the 20%, 20 degree of view. And once you take a step back and look what is going on, so you get a broader view, you get a better things to go to that. So it's a quite pretty thing like which I have learned recently and trying to implement as well. So let's take and many things doesn't matter in the life. So it's about how you handle and how you challenging. So you should be the person and will let you know like that has that capability, that has that potential to hanging out with your friends and letting them know like what are the things are absolutely important in your life. So and Moshe and Moshe everything I will tell you you should be good at your mental health, you should be good at your spiritual health, you should be good at your emotional health and rather than your physical health as well. So take your time and think what are the things that you are consuming is important or not, and in the long run, it is important for you. That makes sense. Or most of the people and most of the people don't realize that. So it doesn't matter what matter is you at the end of the